The facts of the essay are the first thing that you need to look at when you're addressing an essay question on the bar exam. I suggest reading the prompt first. You'll find that at the end of the essay question. Here, the prompt is that you are the law clerk for the judge who has been assigned to this case. The judge asked you to prepare a memorandum identifying and analyzing the contested issues, including the recommended course of action that the judge should take when addressing each issue. This call of the question is rather broad, and it's a good thing to keep in mind while you're reading through the facts of the essay. You'll want to read through the facts of the essay at least once. I recommend doing it twice if you have time, because the first time you read through it, you will be digesting the information for the first time and seeing it for the first time, and then as you're going through it the second time, more issues will pop out at you. Here, the pertinent facts that we're going to address are for issue 1. Harry and Wendy, both 40, are divorcing after 16 years of marriage. Both parties agree that their marriage is irretrievably broken. Furthermore, it is undisputed that the dissolution action was filed in the proper court. By now you should know that the IRAC stands for Issue, Rule, Analysis, Conclusion. Here, the issue that goes with the first facts that we read is whether Harry and Wendy may properly divorce. And as you can see here, this is directly from the answer that the Florida Bar provided to this particular question. So it just says the first issue is whether Harry and Wendy may properly divorce. The next part of the IRAC is the rule statement. This is the section of your essay where you include all of the relevant rules that are applicable to the issue that you are discussing. Here, they're discussing the rules in Florida that apply to divorce and when it may and may not occur. So they talk about how Florida has eliminated fault-based divorce, and they talk about the two ways that Florida allows for divorce, either if the marriage is irretrievably broken down or if one spouse is mentally incompetent. And then they go on to discuss in more detail what an irretrievable breakdown requires as far as a divorce goes. So it says that only one spouse need believe the marriage is irretrievably broken, and they also include the fact that a court may continue the proceedings or put them on hold for 3 months to allow for the couples to reconcile. And finally, as with any issue that you bring before the court, you need to make sure that the court has proper jurisdiction. And in Florida, in order to bring a case for divorce before a Florida court, only one party has to be a Florida resident. So that's important to keep in mind as well. The next aspect, and this is one of the most important aspects of your essay answer, is your analysis. This is where you apply the rules that you've discussed to the issue using the facts presented in your essay prompt. Here, the analysis was, in this case, both parties agree that their marriage is irretrievably broken. This goes to the first part of the rule that says you can divorce if the marriage is irretrievably broken, and the rule only requires one spouse to believe this, but here the facts state that both of them agree on it, so there's no question whatsoever that their marriage is irretrievably broken, which is why the analysis says the divorce has a proper basis. And then second, the aspect is regarding to the jurisdiction and whether they can file in Florida. And here the facts state that the dissolution was filed in the proper court and nothing in the facts indicated that jurisdiction is in dispute. If your essay prompt tells you something directly, you're to take it as fact. You don't need to address it as a separate issue and discuss, well, if the essay said something else, this is what the case would be. If the essay says the jurisdiction is okay, then take it at that. You want to put that in your analysis and address it as the facts given, but you don't need to analyze it from all the different hypothetical aspects. Finally, your conclusion. And your conclusion should mirror, to a certain extent, your issue statement. So here the issue statement was the first issue was whether Harry and Wendy may properly divorce. You went through the rules, you did your analysis, and now your conclusion is, therefore, Harry and Wendy may properly proceed with their divorce. Finally, I want to look back at the facts that we discussed at the beginning of this. The pertinent facts are the ones that you're going to use from the essay prompt to bolster your argument and to fill up your analysis to make sure that your essay is covering all of the issues that you can find. Here, the most pertinent facts from those 3 sentences that I gave you at the beginning are A, that both parties agree that their marriage is irretrievably broken, and B, that it is undisputed that the dissolution action was filed in the proper court. Both facts are pertinent to addressing whether or not Harry and Wendy may properly divorce. I hope that this has illuminated the IRAC format to you, and that as you practice the IRAC format, do it in small spurts, and it will become easier and easier, and then the more you practice, the easier it will be to go through an entire essay and address all 5 or 10 or 15 issues that may be presented.